My name is Sam Sinclair and I'm an English Open Stores volunteer. I studied a double degree in marketing and psychology. Before Chile I was working at Auckland City Council, so in a council environment in the building section, I guess, for building consents, so pretty different from here. I was a volunteer in Koyake, which is in the region, Aisen region, and I was there for 2 semesters, the whole year. First of all, it was just a friend's recommendation. He'd been overseas, he'd done this program, he recommended it. I don't know why, I'd always wanted to come to Chile for some reason to teach English out of all the countries in South America, but Chile it was. And so that was kind of the first lead, and then just going through the websites and things like that, it just looked the most comprehensive, which is kind of what you want when you're looking to go to a different country. You don't speak the language, and you know, all the other strange things that could happen. You kind of want to know that there's a lot of info and the people have got it down pat. So that was kind of why I went with the English Open Stores program. It's been, yeah, for me, I think I don't know if I've been lucky, but it's been a really great experience. In terms of expectations of support and material and that, it's been really, really amazing. I mean, it was 1 week of training in the beginning, which was pretty intense, but it was good, and you didn't realise how much you took in until kind of throughout the year you'd start, things would click and you'd be like, oh, I remember that. Yeah, any question you kind of had, or that I had, was kind of already answered on the website, or it was already thought of in an email from you guys. So it was, yeah, expectations were well and truly met. Yeah, it's been a great, well-run course, and I'd recommend it to anyone. It's been really, really good. I mean, there's kind of the standard things that I guess support with payments and winter camps and things like that. That was all on schedule and all that kind of thing. But then it's also the other unexpected questions that I'm sure, like, I had a few, and I'm sure many of the other volunteers had a few, and that was always dealt with very well. So the support was really good. I never felt kind of, even though I was in a very isolated region, you never felt out of touch with what was going on, I guess. So I mean, Chile's a very long, skinny country. So, I was in Aisen region, which is the least populated, I think. It's very isolated. It's not Antarctica, but it's getting there. It's the second to last bottom one, so yeah, you're kind of in the middle of the Andes. It got pretty cold in winter. The town itself, Koyake, was 50,000 people. It seemed a lot smaller, to be honest. That seems pretty big, but it seemed a lot smaller. You could kind of walk everywhere, just about. It's very much like it's kind of a mountainous region, and the people in the town are kind of, it's almost a bit old school. It's all very family focused, and everyone's got a farm, or knows someone who's got a farm in the mountains. So yeah, it's kind of like the Patagonian kind of way of life. It's different from Chile. It's kind of, Patagonia is both Chile and Argentina, so yeah, it's different. I mean, there's a lot of diversity in Chile. So I stayed with a family. There was a mum, dad, Mirta, Luis, and a sister, Karni. So that was amazing. They're very much a larger-than-life family. I'm not sure if it's the same with everyone else, but they just bend over backwards for anything you ever needed, even though you didn't feel like you deserved any of it. Yeah, they're great, and always, you know, take me to do things like Chilean things, the cordero, which is like the barbecue asados, around 18, the big festival. We went to the rodeo, and yeah, like right in the foothills of these mountains, there's this rodeo, and it was very, yeah, you couldn't ask for a better kind of cultural experience in terms of that. And the living was, yeah, there was always food, and just they're very, very kind people, very hospitable. There's kind of, I mean, I said before, there's diversity in Chile, but there's almost like a common thread that kind of runs between all Chileans. And certain situations, they all start doing the same thing. You kind of like, what? Who decided we're going to do this? But they're kind of on the same wavelength, and it's quite a neat thing to see. And it's, in comparison with New Zealand, there's a lot more. They're a lot more patriotic, I guess. I mean, that kind of goes both ways. But for me, it was really neat to see, because I don't get that as much in New Zealand. Yeah, I mean, there's that song Todos Juntos by Los Jaivas. Yeah, it kind of sums up for me anyway, the Chilean people all together. I mean, it was amazing. The kids were great. I wasn't a teacher. I've never taught before, so obviously there was a kind of a learning curve. But yeah, you kind of learnt to adjust what your level of where your level was. Like the kids, I in the end I felt for the kids, because our school wasn't the richest school. It didn't really have an outside play area. The classes were quite long for the kids compared to back home. They had a lot of energy sometimes, and then a lot of times they'd just be flat because maybe they're not eating right or not getting enough sleep. So their behaviour is kind of going up and down, but you kind of learn to pick what's going to happen and kind of ride that wave. And once you kind of get that and stop trying to make it like your home school back in New Zealand, say, you kind of adjust to what life is like here. It was fine. I mean, I know, like any teacher, you kind of have bad days and good days, but yeah, you'd learn to expect what was going to happen. The teachers at my school were amazing. Like it was very much a kind of a family environment. They were really good. So it never felt too overwhelming in the beginning. So yeah, it was a great time. It's hard to say just now, because I mean, yesterday I was singing at our school concert for my leaving, which they threw for me. So yeah, it's honestly like the dust hasn't quite settled yet, but it's been a really good experience, like amazing. Yeah, it's hard to say. Like I'd almost need to go back to normal life to see how I've changed. I know I probably have changed a bit. Probably a bit more relaxed. And it's kind of like you learn to just go with the flow a bit. Or when you said in the first week, kind of be like water, you do follow that mantra quite a bit. So that's kind of what's affected me. I have a lot more respect for teachers, especially in Chile. I feel pretty comfortable I would feel comfortable in any kind of classroom now, so that's a great skill to learn. I can speak some Spanish now. not the greatest, but yes, I mean, personally, professionally, it's been a really great experience, and I would hope that the hospitality has kind of rubbed off on me, that they're just so, is it gregarious? Yeah, English. Yeah, I think that's kind of rubbed off on me. So when I go back home, there'll be a bit more, I don't know. You always see the word life in Chile, like viver, and it sounds very simple, viver, Chile. But that is kind of the crux of it all, like there is lots of life, not to sound stupid, but yeah. Actually heading back down to Kawaki in 2 weeks. I'd like to work on my Spanish some more, and like before I came here, I was talking to a friend who'd lived in Chile, and she said try to stay for a year, and you'll kind of bookend the experience well. You'll see all the range of festivals and things like that, and so I kind of would like to do that. And plus I kind of arrived in Koyaki and got like 1 week of summer, and then it was winter for like 7 months. So I feel a bit shortchanged, so yeah, go back and enjoy summer. Yeah, and like the family are more than happy, so it's, yeah, try to find some work down there. That's the plan. If you kind of think you want to do it, do it. Well, I mean, ultimately it's their decision, but if you think you want to do it, that thought's already there. It's kind of like, you might as well entertain it. And for me, New Zealand and home is always there. You know, that I could have easily just kept working at my job for another year. Things would have, you know, there would have been different experiences for sure, but it would have been, you know, kind of the same, a little bit. That's always kind of there for me, but this experience is, you know, extremely different. There's a whole lot of things, a whole lot of friends, a whole lot of, yeah, experiences I've had here which could never have happened in New Zealand, in my home. So that's the way I kind of look at it. You got an option of home, what you kind of know, for another year, or somewhere different, you know, completely different. If it all falls through, you can just, you know, book a plane back. But yeah, if you enjoy kids and learning, I think, like, I'm not the biggest extrovert, which is, yeah, you kind of, in the first week it was very full on, and like yourself in class is pretty full on, larger than life, and I was like, oh man, I'm not really that kind of person. But like once you kind of get to know the kids, yeah, if you just enjoy kids and enjoy, like for me, I always enjoy seeing what's around the next corner, not just like literally, like kind of in life. I always want to kind of learn a bit more and do something else. I haven't quite settled, I guess. I haven't settled. So this is a great way to kind of scratch that itch. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm not the biggest extrovert, but I'm good at being a fool and making a joke of myself when I feel comfortable. I remember when you said, you know, if you're making a fool of yourself, you're doing it right, and I was pretty good at doing that. So yeah, that kind of person.